Hi everyone! When I tell people about my studies abroad in Scotland, I find that I get the same questions over and over again. So I figured that I should probably sit down and answer those questions in a video, because I figured that maybe when people in my real life are interested in the answers, then maybe some of you guys are too. However, because there's so much I have to tell you guys, I figured that I should do a part 1 and a part 2 of the video. I will tell you all about my application process for studying abroad in Scotland, my experience of applying as an international student. Okay, so let's get started with application. I have all my notes here on my laptop because there's a lot I have to remember, a lot I want to tell you guys. I do not want to miss any detail. For me, the benefit that I had when applying for uni was that I actually knew someone who was already studying in Scotland and who could help me. Now you have a benefit too, because if you're watching this video, you have me to help you. Please leave me down below in the comments if you have any questions. A main difference when you compare the German university application system to the British application system is that in Germany you apply to each individual university. However, in the UK there is the so-called UCAS, which is the admission service. So you do not apply to the individual university, you apply to UCAS and they reach out to the universities. When you go on to UCAS, or when you start the UCAS application, you need to think about what unis do you want to apply to, and within UCAS application you have 5 choices. Obviously the choice of what you need to apply to is quite hard, and there's actually an amazing video from one of my favorite YouTubers, Natalie, and I will leave you that here in the info card and also in the description box to watch, because she talks about things you should consider when choosing a university, and I loved this video. It was really helpful. So there is this website, I think it's called What Uni, that I used, where you can look up your course and your subject that you want to study, and then they show all the unis and you get really great results by ranking and by student satisfaction, so you can just see reviews. Well, when you then have decided on your 5 universities or 5 courses that you want to apply to, the first thing that I had to fill out, I think, were all the boring details, basically name and nationality, birth date, all of that fun stuff, your education history, and then came the personal statement. Personal statement is like an essay where you tell the uni why you want that place, why you are so passionate about the course, why you would be a perfect candidate for the course, why you would be an amazing asset to the university. So you talk about your skills, your experiences, your interests, your passions, and all of that stuff. I think it is amazing that they give you the chance to do such a personal statement. Obviously it is so much work, it is so time consuming. I feel like they show that they don't only focus on grades. Personal statement is about, I think, 900 words or 1,000. And what you also need for the application is a reference from someone. So I got a reference from my English teacher. An application is kind of time consuming, like really it's much more time consuming than a German university application. I think now is like the time where people actually start thinking about what unis they will apply to, because different also than with Germany. Like you apply after your graduation, so June, July, August, whereas in Scotland you apply, or in the UK, the deadline for applications is January. Don't do it like me. I had like 6 weeks. Sounds a lot, but really for such an application it isn't, so make sure you have a ton of time on your hand. Then when you have handed in your application, then you just have to be patient and you have to wait. And I think I got my first answers mid-February. You either get a decline, which I think everyone knows what it is, get a conditional or unconditional offering. Unconditional, you have all the things already you need to have, including grades. What you will then have to do is you need to pick two choices, so a first choice and then a backup choice. I graduated on the 16th of June, so as soon as I got that stuff I sent it to UCAS, and then I also did a language test in June. I knew that if I fail that English test I will not be able to study abroad in Scotland, because silly me, who applied that shortly before the deadline, the only available English test in time was the one in June, and if I failed that I could not study in Scotland. So the pressure was real, guys, the pressure was real. This is it. This is my certification, my Cambridge English Level 2 certificate in ESOL International. Yeah, so end of July I got my unconditional offer to study at Robert Gordon University in Aberdeen, and that's basically when my whole process of preparing for moving started. Honestly, now that I think back, that was probably one of the most exciting times of my life. I will talk about that whole moving process and my first weeks like in Scotland, how it was with homesickness and how I got my accommodation, how freshers were and everything like that. I will talk about it in my next video, or no, it probably won't be the next video, but in my part 2 about my study abroad experience. Definitely make sure to subscribe to this channel if you don't want to miss out on that video. I will see you guys soon. Have a wonderful day, and yes, bye!